3, so we'll get this meeting started. So thanks everybody for coming. I apologize in advance for sending out the agenda kind of hastily and um, in a, I don't know, what did I get it out 20 minutes prior to this meeting? So I did make it before the meeting, but that's not saying much. But again, I apologize for that. That just kind of crept up on me and lost track of things. So I'll try and do better. But I hope everybody can take this call safely and whatnot. If you have to do drop off, please just circle back with me. Catch up on anything that you might have missed with that. So kind of first thing, kind of old business. Just what was it? 2 weeks ago, we wrapped up our November virtual face-to-face event. The recordings are out on the website. I will show you that here in a little bit. I believe they are all up there. I haven't gotten any like official word on that yet or not, but I did check this morning, and there are a bunch of them up there. They look like everything's up there. I don't know if the videos were cleaned up. I know they were getting posted initially without, cleaning up, kind of like the dead air type, maybe like at the beginning of a meeting or something like that. So just be warned on that. Like I said, I haven't seen an official thing, but you should be able to access the videos now for anything that you might want to see, did missed, or see again. Excuse me. So really kind of just wanted to touch on just to see if anybody had anything to say about the event or what we could do better, what anybody thought of the event. I had good feedback, kind of at the end of the event and stuff. So, but if anybody didn't get to share or would like to share what they thought of our November event, I'm all ears.
I have a comment. I don't know if this is possible, but I wonder if the people who are registered, they get sent out a meeting request so they can put in their calendar. I missed the first day because I forgot when it was starting.
No, that's not a bad thing. I know there was, some, using the calendar, that we had on the thing, we were going by that, but I can definitely see that as, I know I did that for a couple of my presenters to make sure they knew what time they were going on for.
Mm-hmm.
But no, definitely good idea. I will bring that up to leadership about that, and we can discuss that. Any other thoughts or comments on that?
I thought working with the Zoom was quite easy, actually, better than it has been that I remember. And presenting with the Zoom was easier for me as well.
Anybody have any trouble with the Zoom? I mean, I hadn't heard anything. It's all been good feedback with Zoom or like the calendar and everything that I've heard. Anybody have any issues? Okay. Like I said, I got some feedback earlier. Just thought since we were just past the event, I'd pose the question to see if anybody had any thoughts or comments on it. If there's anything that you have that, feel free to reach out to me as well, if, on anything. So that's really, I had all in old business. Anybody have anything from past they want to mention, talk about, question? Nope. Okay, so on to new business. So for those that were able to attend our virtual event and attend live, we elected a new co-chair, Kelby. I think Kelby's out there. Kelby, you want to say a word or anything?
Don't have a whole lot to say. Looking forward to working with everybody.
Thanks, Kobe. Sorry to put you on that spot, but you know how I like to do certain things around here. So, Kelby's our new co-chair. We look to be hearing from him hopefully more as we go along through things. So on to, and now the announcement for that we had at our virtual event. Hopefully, if all things go well and everything, I know there's probably still a bunch of questions and stuff still up in the air, but we are trying to proceed with hosting an actual on-site face-to-face in Houston, Texas, hosted by Burns and Mac, and will be the first week of May 2022. I didn't, because I hastily put this together, I didn't actually look up the actual dates of that, but that would be the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday type thing. I'm not sure if anything's going to go on Monday as we have done in the past. There could possibly be like a welcome thing or something for beginners or whatever Monday, but we'll see how that goes. But that was announced at our virtual event that we are going to try and go forward with a on-site face-to-face next year. And here at the beginning of the year, we'll be putting the push on to work towards that. It seems like coming in rapid fashion, but kind of is. So if you do have any questions, concerns, anything about that, feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, I know there's still a bunch of, open-ended questions on that and everything, that people may have on it, but it takes a lot to plan these events and a lot going on to it. So we have to kind of, start looking forward or looking ahead and start planning. I will say too that I can note on it, we are going to be asking for a fee to attend. Now, depending on sponsorship dollars and stuff like that, we don't anticipate that fee being, any astronomical amount or anything like that. It's just kind of, these events, there's a good cost that have been go with them and stuff like that. And we want to, we elected to have people, have to, throw a little bit in at these events to try and get people to attend. In the past, we had a lot of people sign up for the event and not actually show up. So, and it makes it hard for, event planning and room sizes and meals and all that stuff. So that's kind of where we're going. We hope, to offset it a little bit with, having a small fee, and hopefully too that, make sure that people are committing to come, when they're signing up. So, like I said, any questions or anything on that, feel free to reach out to me. We're in the early stages of this. If you're interested in being a sponsor or something like that, to reach out to me and I'll put you in contact with the right people on that. So, now I don't have a whole lot planned for this month. Again, kind of, coming off the virtual event and stuff like that, didn't have a lot going on, but I wanted to talk about some future interest stuff, see where anybody would like to, what things they would like to see or talk about. So I jotted kind of a few things that I got out of, the last, the couple of days at our virtual event. I know we talk about Vault and we've talked about copy design. I'm actually going to try and put something together or put somebody on this to try and actually do a walkthrough doing the copy design, actually going through it, and like to be, whether it's part of this meeting or another meeting, but something that we could actually record and put up a recording on there. Because I still think there's some people out there that don't know how to do this the right things and stuff like that. So I'd actually like to make sure we have a step-by-step. So I'm not sure, might reach out to Jack there, with Autodesk or something like that to get, somebody really in the know to do that. But I'd like to do that for our group and have that recording that we can put out on like the YouTube channel or something like that for everybody. So we had some conversation on point cloud scanning. I threw some of the things out there. So I'll be looking at trying to get some people that have done it to, maybe talk about lessons learned, what they're doing with the scan data, breaking down the point cloud, where some of the things that I heard questions on or whatever. So might try and, answer that, put a panel or something together. I'm not sure on that, but I want to do some more on that. I know Steve was talking about incorporating, a toolkit poll, like in, Zoom, we have the ability to put a poll on. So I'll talk with Steve on that and stuff. So we might incorporate a little bit of that in like our monthly meetings to help Steve as far as, where people's interests are, or maybe if there's a topic, if they're looking, what areas of the toolkit need to be enhanced or something like that, on that, to try and get some feedback with that on that. I know one of the things we were talking with the toolkit was sag and tension. I jotted that down again just to, it seemed to be, an interest topic for many on that. So, try and look into that a little bit more on it. I know we talked about doing conduit runs with the flex run of the toolkit. I thought about, showing a little bit how I've used it here and doing a future show and tell on that. So again, expect to do that, probably in the next month or two on that. And then of course we had some mixed reality stuff. So I keep looking at other things and, where to use the model. And I know Trevor gave us a great presentation, and I wanted to touch base with him a little bit on some of the stuff that he talked about. So those are some of my notes that I had down as far as, interest and future topics, for the group. I'm curious to hear what anybody else might have to add to this list or whatnot. And if you think, items on this list are good, bad, and different, and what anybody else's thoughts are on this.
I think it's all good, Josh. I've been wanting to do a conduit webinar. I've done one in the past, but I'm getting more questions on conduit that are more related to what we were talking about with the underground and doing it as a flex conduit, but also above grade conduit. So I am working towards getting a webinar on that conduit. I was hoping to do it next month, but it might be next year. But that's my intention. Because we're getting some really good questions on how people are running things and how much detail they're adding to a model, and getting that, like, you got your conduit coming in to connect your CCVTs coming down the structure. So that type of talk I would like to do. And if anyone has input, they can send it to me, and maybe I can incorporate it if it's clear what I want to use, right? Because I want to use the SDS tools, right?
Yeah, I'll touch base with you. Maybe I'll still kind of do, like, we'll see how, when your schedule goes, maybe I'll show the little stuff I was thinking about showing and lead into your webinar, or I'll just, incorporate that stuff with your webinar or something like that. But we'll touch base on that. Yeah,
that'd be great, because really the flex conduit for the underground, I think I got that idea from you.
Yeah, I think we've worked on that together, and I know some of the stuff from the above ground stuff we've talked about too in the past, you and I. So, but yeah, I think that would be good to show.
Yeah, because we want it light. We don't want these heavy models.
No, and there's ways. I think there's ways to make it simplify that suit a lot of needs for folks and stuff like that. on that to, you can use it's utilizing the toolkits. It's getting your bill material. It's, kind of getting what you need to have, or, I think what most people would like the outputs out on that.
Yeah.
Anybody else, any thoughts or comments on any of this stuff? If you guys have anything, please reach out to me as far as, where, some, interest in, or, something, anything related inventor vault type. And even, I know I should have added to the list of, kind of like, other software for our 3D model. I know we've done it in the past, and we talked about it, and we had some joint sessions, especially like with the civil group and stuff, where, we can take our model into different programs, whether it be InfosWorks, Navisworks, some of that stuff. So I expect to see a little bit more of that as well.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
This is Tyler Arden with Burns Mac. I know we're looking to migrate within Vault from 2019 to 2021, and then over, because you have to do it in stages, to 2022. And if y'all have any reference material on that, or a session on that, like lessons learned on migration, because I know you can only jump, I think from the conversations I've had, was 3 versions ahead. So if we were to go to 2022, I think the last one we can go is 2021.
Yeah, I think as far as when we did it for our 2021, it was, I think it was it's like 2 or 3. You got to watch yourselves, as far as, you that's one thing you want to be wanting to upgrade often or whatever, is that migration.
Yeah, because we want to make the jump to that so we can start utilizing the newer features within Inventor, and then also the links between Revit and all that. So
yeah, I will mention it's a real challenge as far as, migrating to Vault, because it's like you got to contact all your users, whoever it may be, office, and have everything checked into the Vault, nothing out of the Vault to, when you do the migration.
Yeah.
So that's, and coordinating all, it's a lot of coordination.
Yes, sir. But yeah, if y'all have any, videos or lessons learned, or want to do a session on that, I think it'd be a great topic.
Yeah, I think it's, a good thing that we can, mention in some kind of, topic or discussion, put something together on it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Tyler, did you say you're thinking of migrating to Inventor 2022?
Possibly, yes.
Okay. Just to be clear, we don't fully support 2022 right now as far as SDS. There's some specific workflows that you may need to restart Inventor. So I just want to make sure that's aware. We have a couple users on 2022, and we're not getting bad feedback from them whatsoever. But if you hit a certain workflow, you got to restart Inventor. So until we work it out with Autodesk with their changes, that we know which direction we can go, which we're not seeing that until the new year.
Okay, that's good to know. Well, then we'll probably just hold off on the jump from 2021 to 2022, and we'll just make that first migration. Since our cap on the jump right now is to 2021. Okay. And then what do y'all estimate? Do y'all have an estimated date of getting all that resolved?
We don't. We're waiting for feedback from Autodesk.
Okay. Well, thank you for the information and the heads up.
No problem. There is a document on the website on that whole storyline. I'll put a link in the chat eventually.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
work here? Yes, sir. I work with the ANA team, the networks team. I'm on 15. Okay. You're with IES? Okay. Good group.
Not sure if
Yeah,
that
I've
was,
done some work with them before.
not sure if that's a question or background.
You know that Shoria talks a lot with your group as well. Yes.
It's all background noise.
Patch panel. Yeah. Communications protocol.
I see that in the chat too, picking up their comments there. Thanks, guys. So yeah, if as anybody has anything or whatever, feel free to reach out to me. Let me know. Like I said, your feedback really helps in what direction we want to go to, and as far as what we can do for both monthly meeting stuff and we obviously have another face-to-face coming up, so we'd like to have stuff for folks for that. So yeah, your feedback goes a long way with that stuff, so let me know what you have. Reach out anytime. So I'll move on. Obviously, I don't know, Steve, you mentioned already, I do still have the links here for the release notes of version 8 and Steve's last webinar on that. These links should, believe, work. And Steve obviously mentioning a future webinar on conduit runs, but anything else, Steve, that you may be working on? Or?
Well, just to be clear, the release now is 8.0.2. So there was a little minor updates over the last little bit to correct some of the feedback we got from it. So 8.0.2. 0.2.
Like that?
Yeah, remove that other 0 maybe. Beside the 2. Yeah, perfect.
There we go. I could take notes. But if there's anything anybody wants to see as far as toolkit wise and questions, feel free to reach out to Steve, reach out to myself as well if you need to. And we thank you, Steve, for doing some of that stuff for us and being a part of that. So on the Autodesk, Jack, I see you're out there. I know you and I have to touch base on something on this office hour stuff. I'm hoping that maybe we can start this up at the beginning of the year and stuff on it. And I don't know if there's anything you want to add, Jack, on any of that.
I don't know that I have anything substation specific. We are hosting a BIM GIS webinar on December 1st, but predominantly that will be a electric gas distribution demo. But if you set foot in both worlds, join us for that. We'll be with SDS on that one, and Ezra is going to come in and talk a little bit. So that's all I have.
Okay. I said I'll reach out to you here in the next week or two.
Okay.
We can touch base. But for everybody else, if there's anything as far as particular software or whatever that you are interested in, from Autodesk, let us know. We would, again, we're looking at starting up our office hours again here. I'm thinking hopefully the beginning of the year that we can start that up again and probably do. Me and Jack had talked about going bi-monthly on that. So we'll see how that goes and what we do. But we hope to continue that feature and whatnot, next year. Show and tell. I really, again, didn't have anything. Again, I was kind of keeping this meeting on the lighter side coming off the face-to-face stuff. So, but do have some things, hopefully work on. But if anybody has anything out there that they'd want to share, show on that, reach out to me and we'll put something together, add it into here. on that. I will bring up the website here. So on the website, and let me know if we have to do something here. So where the recordings are, we have this SDSIC virtual events group. I thought this should be available to everybody. You shouldn't have to like request to join on that. But that being said, some of my coworker checked it this morning and he said he had to request to join. So I have to look into that. But going into that group, you should see here on the events that we have over here. And if you go to the event, here is the recordings for the past event. I believe the recordings for May are even still up there as well here. But these are the recordings. This is what's up there and available. I believe, like just kind of going over the list earlier, I believe everything is here. I don't know. I said, I don't know if everything's been necessarily cleaned up.
Josh, I think you're on the wrong link still. Like there's the November link.
I clicked the wrong one. Yes, yeah. I did. Thank you, Steve.
There you go.
There we go.
Just because I'm looking for mine, you know.
Yeah. But same looking thing. But like I said, they're both actually there. But here's the November. Like I said, I saw the stuff from the 4th. Like I said, I think they have a closing session here so I think everything is up here. Steve, there's your session that we have up there. I don't, like I said, I haven't clicked on any of them to see like if there might be some dead air in the beginning or something like that the recordings haven't been cleaned up necessarily. I don't have any confirmation up there. But if you have any trouble that you go out here to and can't view them, let me know. Like I said, one of my coworkers had requested join for this group down here. So let me know. I will find out what's going on and update everybody as I have information.
So I had to get a new computer and I've lost all my links. I wonder if you can send me in the chat there the link to the site.
To the website?
Yeah.
It should just be put.
Dennis, did your IT not copy your links to your new computer?
They do certain things, but not everything.
You should be giving a 6 donuts and all your links when you get a new.
Well, we have a new operating system. we were on Windows 2017 or whatever, 2007 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
For the longest time until Microsoft doesn't support it anymore, and so now we're on Windows 10. It's been a while, but I'm slowly getting all my links back.
Yeah, don't feel bad, Dennis. We only upgraded to Windows 10, not too awful long ago. So it's kind of same boat we were in. Had to redo all that stuff, but I did throw that in the chat there, the link to the main website. So
thank you.
So, like I said, if anybody has any trouble viewing any of that stuff, like I said, I never really got official word that everything was up there, but I did check and that stuff was there. So I think you guys can have access to that stuff. Wanted to at least share that with everybody. If, like I said, if any troubles, let me know and I'll see what I can do as far as correcting that stuff for you. That's really all I had for this month. Like I said, coming off the virtual event, keeping this kind of a little short on things. Introduce Kelby. Hope to hear more from him going forward and stuff. But anybody have anything as far as good the group? Any toolkit discussion, challenges, hurdles, anything else out there? Okay. If nobody has anything, yeah.
If you want, I can show you something I'm doing with a raster image.
You would want to share? You can take it away, Steve, if you want.
Share screen. So what I'm doing here, I think you can you see my screen?
Yep, I got it.
And you're seeing a drawing, right?
I'm seeing a drawing of an insulator.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a current transformer I'm looking at. So I'm modeling a current transformer. And what I do, I'm in Inventor drawing here. What I do, I bring in a image of the actual drawing into my Inventor. And I can't scale the image, but I can place the image in by a proper ratio, right? So when you look at an image, you can look at an image. I don't think I have a. So here's an image here, right? And I just look, I want to know the ratio of this canvas size. So I got a ratio here, 11.7 to 1655. You know, I got this type of ratio. If I have that ratio, I can scale my image properly to that ratio in here. So I don't know what scale it is as far as anything else other than I have the right ratio. So I bring that in as a sketch symbol, right? So I get that ratio in my sketch symbol by creating a box. Edit, edit, edit. You can see the box I've created. Even though this line is not on the edge, if you look at the green line, I don't know if you can see that. If you look at the lines, I'm lining up with that box, and that box is to the ratio I need it to be. So then once I bring it in, then I can create a sketch in my drawing. I'm creating a sketch here. I'll edit the sketch. And I'll draw a line from the longest one because that's going to give me the most accurate. So I've drawn this little line here. And by drawing this little line here, I know 9.383 equals 4657 millimeters, right? So I have that ratio done. So I know what that ratio is by throwing that into it sounds complicated, but once you set it up, it's not much. Once I set that up, you know, 9383 equals 4657, right? So if I measure something on my screen that's 1 inch long, right? 1 inch long is almost 500 millimeters or 19.5 inches, right? So now I know what any length is if I draw a line in here. So you can see there's a couple lines here. I'm just measuring to make sure because I don't have all the information when I get a piece to look at. And everything I'm doing here, we can do with other things too. I should mention that because I show this a little bit in the point cloud video we have. So I do the same thing in that point cloud video in doing the drawings with a point cloud. But it's all similar idea. So I get that measurement, 8334 is the width along here. Lines are thick, so I'm trying to go in the middle here. And then I have a reasonably accurate number for that width. When I bring in the model, let's look at the model here. I'm bringing the base view. You can see the scale I used, right? Oh, that's a crazy scale, but that's what I have to do to make it fit in here. How do I know it's that scale? Well, I go back to my ratios. My ratio here, let's see, F2, is the inverse of this value at 1. So I'm going to step, when you go through this step, that's the, you know, there's 10 steps here, but it gives you a reasonably accurate model to compare by. And you can see what I'm still working on this one, but I have the drawings that I can work with and I can lay it right on top. I don't want that open. So the only issue I have is when I bring it over on top, it's hard to place it. And I think there's different ways to lock it in if I have to. But right now, a lot of times I want to move it off the image, right? So that's pretty close. I'm going to be going like that now. And then you can kind of see that, hey, I'm pretty good there. And if I need to, I can come in and I can turn off the shading, and you can see it this way as well. So you can really get in and see how close you are. And I think I'm reasonable here on the height. I'm going to make sure my dimensions are correct. All these dimensions I know are hard dimensions that I can use. Everything else is a soft dimension, but I can be reasonable in that, right? And I'm just going to show that. That's all I wanted to show, that what you can do with raster images. So I come in here, I can look at my model, I can work with it, I can change my numbers down here, I can do whatever I need here, right? To come up with what I need over top here. So that's all I had to show.
Yeah, I've done something similar to that, but I've used AutoCAD, and I haven't like laid my model per se over it, but I'll put like the image, or if you even have an AutoCAD file, I'll put that in AutoCAD and I'll scale it up. I'll go by those hard dimensions and I'll try and scale it up so it's 1-to-1 in AutoCAD, and then I can take any added dimensions and stuff and model it that way. When you just get because unfortunately a lot of times the only thing you get is like an image like this, and it has some hard dimensions on it to get your model somewhat close, but the really detail that we really want on some other things and stuff, it doesn't give you any idea how big this is, how big that is. So
and you can see how many missing dimensions are on this.
So
but the thing is, Josh, I used AutoCAD in the 1990s, and since turn of the century I've been in Inventor, just so you know.
I still haven't lost my some of my AutoCAD had skills yet, so I still use it on a day-to-day. We're not completely in the 3D world yet.
But you can see how nice this is, that I can keep it live, right? As soon as I change something in here, it's going to change it here.
Yeah, in that respect, I like I said, it just worked for me because I could have AutoCAD up on one screen and Inventor up on the other screen, and I can just go back and forth.
What I was doing yesterday was I had 2 Inventor sessions open. So I could have showed it to you with 2 Inventor sessions. So one Inventor session has the drawing, and the other one has the model.
Yep.
So.
No.
Anyway, just to share.
No, good share, Steve. Any questions for Steve or anything on that? Just the idea to help fill in the blanks there when modeling parts.
See, now I don't know where my Zoom controls went.
There it is. So, thanks again, Steve, for that.
But again, I do that with other things too, like the point cloud drawings. If I'm doing a drawing with point cloud, I do the same type of scaling issue to get that image of a point cloud to a drawing. I've done that with anytime I'm doing raster stuff. And do work in this direction. That's all.
No, I definitely can see how that could be helpful for anybody out there that's doing modeling parts, because typically I've seen that where that's the only thing that we get is the drawing like that. We have to come up with the model for that part. So
and a lot of times what we get is like a gigabyte, like something like this. They'll give you a 500 megabyte for a current transformer. And you go, well, I don't want to use that. It's 500 megabytes.
Yep. Yeah, I've already taken, and I think we've discussed before in the past, I've gotten, models from, especially like a transformer model from a vendor, and it's so detailed. And I've actually just used it and modeled over top of it a much simpler model that's lighter weight.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Anybody have anything else? Any other questions, challenges? No. If nobody's got anything else, that's all I got for you guys. I thank you for attending today, and have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you in December.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Josh.
Yep.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks for sharing, Steve.
Yep. See you, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.